What's up, guys? So today is Sunday. I usually don't work Sundays, but here we are. 5 hours of sleep last night, exhausted. It's just been one of those weeks, and didn't have the best diet, so I feel weaker at the gym. So then your numbers start to go down and you start to feel a little bit bad about yourself, and you're like, what's the point? I know this because people deal with it. I've dealt with it, and it's not a good place to be. And so instead of playing victim, what we're going to end up doing here is taking control of our lives. So do I feel like being here right now in 100-degree weather? No, I don't. I feel like being at home, taking a nap, passed out, sleeping all day, to be completely honest with you. But here we are. And so what I did is this. To be more efficient with your grocery shopping, I recommend the following. So what I did is I was sitting right here and I put together my grocery list. I have my TDEE, which is your total daily expenditure calories. Type that in ChatGPT, type that in Google. There's calculators everywhere, and you're gonna come up with your age, your height, your weight, and your activity level. Come up with that number. Then you're gonna have goals to hit. I want to have 200 grams of protein, 250 carbs, like 60 or 70 fat. And once you're in those ranges, you know that you're basically doing really well. Think of it like a puzzle. Like you're trying to put all your puzzle pieces together, but there's different ways to do it. Like you could do the perimeter first, you could go on the outside. Like it's basically fixing it all in there, nice and easy. Maybe you want to pull back a little bit. For example, you don't want to have 3 tortillas, you can have 2 tortillas. And that's kind of what I do. I come up with the food that I want to eat. For example, I'm going to be having breakfast. It's going to have egg whites, it's going to have eggs, tortillas, and like some hash browns. Maybe you want to cut back on the amount of hash browns. So I had 22 in there from last week. This week we're going to be doing 10, but only 2 tortillas instead of 4. So there's like different ways to play with it. When it comes to lunch, I'm doing like pasta, spaghetti, like a mixed veggie thing. And that's just what I want to eat. So come up with what you want to eat. Then you put those ingredients that you don't have at your house in your notes on your phone. Once you head up into the store, you already know what you're going to do. It's everything premeditated. So you're not going in there like, wow, I feel like this today. No, you already know what your plan is and you execute. Does that make sense? And because I know the store really well, I go ahead and group it in the way that I'm going to do the store. So I know that bananas and like carrots are right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first and kind of work my way around the store. So there's literally no thinking involved. All the thinking is done up front, because I always like to say a good landing comes from a good approach. So if you go in unprepared, prepared to fail, right? Like I can't remember the saying exactly, but it's like when you fail to prepare, prepare to fail, something like that. And so it works every time. But things when you just don't feel that great about yourself because maybe you had too many nights out, too many eat outs, and you're just like, what's the point? That's when you have to start taking care of your mental mindset and say, that's it, we're not dealing with this anymore, and start like literally just grab by the horns, be like, this is mine. And it happens to everybody. It happens to me. I mean, it literally just did. And you feel gross, right? I feel like puffy in my stomach. And I'm not fat by any means. But my body recomp isn't there. And I'm sick and tired of having like 30, 45-minute gym sessions. Like, no, I want to have my full 1 hour and a half. That's where I think. That's where I reset as a man. All the hormones get rebalanced. Everything happens at the gym for me. And maybe that's the same for you. And maybe you just haven't gotten there yet. And so it's real easy to get your food in order, to make it real time efficient in the grocery store. And it shouldn't be complicated. You can still eat whatever it is you want. You just have to make sure it's in those parameters that we talked about. It takes like 10 minutes. But see, so many people are too lazy that they don't want to even take a little bit of time to invest in themselves so that they can get a better outcome, so they can feel better about themselves, so they can become the man they need to be, so they can have the physique and the body that they want, to earn respect from other people. I'll tell you what, when I was like 19, 20 years old, I got no respect. People would just be talking over there and, you just mingle and everything, and people just ignore you. And maybe it was the way I was holding myself, but also the way you look says a lot. If you had a junkyard car that was barely held together with duct tape and was rusted out and smelled bad, you had a headliner that was falling, do you think that that signals like a high value person, like someone who's actually taking care of themselves, somebody who is respecting themselves? Not really. I don't think so. Versus a car that is cleaned up, they vacuumed in there. Like, it may not be perfect, right? Nobody's perfect. Not everybody's a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. Who cares? But a car that is well kept, taken care of, waxed, it's gonna be like, wow, this person respects themselves a little bit more. This person has respect for their vehicle. What else do they have respect for? What else do they care about? And how else are they a contributing member to society, you know? So that's just kind of the way I see things. But anyway, boys, I don't want to keep this video dragging out forever. If you made it this far, you're an OG. I appreciate you. Take care. In a world full of fakeness, deception, you keep dominating your realities, becoming that man you need to be. And let's get those bodies on point, okay? We're not going to be walking around anymore feeling bad about ourselves. It's time to take control and take action. So let's do it.